Welcome everybody to the Keeping It Real Conversation Show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. It is June 28th, 2022. It is Tuesday. We are live on GrooveRadioDetroit.com. We are live on Twitch. We are live on Spotify. We are live on the YouTube channel. The name of the show, please like, share, and subscribe. We are live on my Facebook page. It is open right now, so you can like, share, so people can get on, ask questions, all of that great stuff. Mainly, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. It has been proven over and over again. So tonight I have a wonderful guest like I do all the time. I am biased because I feel like all my people that come on here are beyond dope. So DJ Larry Boog Phillips is in the house. And we're going to go over his bio. And then we're going to get into this wonderful conversation. Let's get into the bio right now. Give me a second. So Boog, as he's known around the city, a DJ, singer, songwriter out of the Detroit, that is, brings a smooth but laid-back vibe with a touch of classic R&B soul sound. His debut album, Love Story, which I've heard, is currently available on all digital streaming platforms. His project is a celebration of fresh perspective on love. You can also find him throughout the state of Michigan with the feel-good vibes for you to dance to, teaching youth and adults how to DJ, and providing platforms for artists like me to shine. Welcome to the Boog's world. So again, tonight I have DJ Larry Boog Phillips in the house.
Hey, thank you.
What's going on, sir?
Hey, everything is good. I'm happy to be on the show.
Listen, this is the second time around.
It sure is.
Being on the show. And I'm excited to tell the story of how we all connected. And I put on the flyer or the comments, whatever you want to say, that if you wanted to know how I got into podcasting, if you wanted to know who's the owner of GrooveRadioDetroit.com, tune in tonight.
Right.
Tonight, I'm letting everybody know, if you did not know, this man right here is the reason why I'm doing podcasting today.
That's what's up. I don't know if I want to take all the credit.
Well, what happened was, people, when I first started doing this in 2020, something like that, I was doing Facebook Live on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were having a conversation. He said, so what's your end game? What are you trying to do with this? Like, I don't know. He said, you ever thought about doing a podcast show or being on the radio? I'm like, no. He said, well, you in luck. And so, was I the first?
You were one of the first people. Absolutely.
So we going on almost 2 years. Did you realize?
Yeah, it might be past 2 now.
So just to let people know again,
it's close. It's real.
Yeah, it's close.
If it's not quite 2 years, it's close. It's real close.
Yeah, September would be 2 years for me doing this show. So again, he is the one that suggested me to get off Facebook Live, off my phone, get on a laptop, get in front of this camera, and do podcasting. So this man, I owe a lot of thanks to for seeing something in me to take it to a next level. So thank you, sir.
Oh no, I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, you've been putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Your show been the most consistent. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
Yeah, which is dope. You know what I'm saying? And um, as each month, passed, you know what I'm saying, you was adding stuff. You know what I'm saying? You was looking for, different ways to enhance your show. And so, that's great. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't hasn't had um that persistence and that consistency, you know what I'm saying, that you have, that you've shown, you know what I'm saying? You got the gold mic now, you know what I'm saying? You got the whole setup, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody know what it is when they get on your show now, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
I appreciate that. Again, I had no clue or no idea, even from me doing Facebook. It was just talking. And then people
mhm.
were like, I like what you're talking about. Like you should have more people on to talk about their life, their story.
Yep.
And after a couple of episodes, she was like, so what's your end game? I'm like, I had no clue, no idea, no nothing. Book, we had a Zoom, was it Zoom in?
I
Some
think
messenger, something video to try to
yeah.
tell me how to do this because I had no clue.
Yeah, we did a Zoom call, um, trying to work through the kinks.
He was like, okay, so this is how you go live. This is how you do this. And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, but after he let me fly,
You
we on
figured it out.
airplane mode.
Yeah, you figured it out. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy that you still doing the thing. You be having some dope guests. You know what I'm saying? So people, if you got to be paying attention because it's somebody dope on this platform with her every week. So many different people with different stories, different backgrounds, who out here doing dope stuff, who operating in their purpose. You know what I'm saying? Doing good for others. You know what I'm saying in this world, and she's highlighting a lot of people. So y'all need to be tapped in with that. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. As he's saying this, he is definitely one of the people um um that's out here doing dope things. I watch him and his wife. Um I seen him put out products for ladies. If you looking for some slides on your feet, is it Foot
Yeah.
Fetish Friday?
Yeah, the slides is called Pretty Feet Slides. You know, I got some more coming. So just that's kind of like my newest endeavor. Just you know, doing something new. Wifey was like, "Well, this your thing, so you might as well do something for the ladies that look dope, keep their feet tight." I'm like, well, they need some footwear, different stuff. So we're gonna be adding different stuff. That's my newest endeavor. I'll probably be putting a little more into it. Going into the new year, going into the next, season. You know what I'm saying, for spring and summer next year. Really being able to put a little bit more into it.
Yeah. So we're gonna take it back before we did the podcasting.
Hmm.
I met him out at, is it Hamilton Tucker? How did,
Yeah, I believe so. Yep. Hamilton Tucker Art Gallery.
so I was singing y'all on stage doing Erica Badu every weekend. And one particular Sunday, this man came in, got on the mic, and started singing. And I was floored because I was not expecting that. And I was like, afterwards, who are you? I feel like in my spirit, I need to know you. Who are you? And from that point on, I think
Mm-hmm.
we went on Facebook and we became friends. And then, like I
Mm-hmm.
said, when I tell people that it's the 6 degrees of separation, this was from Antoine,
Yep.
A Dot, as in the world as he's known as A Dot,
Mm-hmm.
introduced us, and from there it's been a family. Like, if I can't come to his events or what he's doing, I make sure that I share the information all day, every day. That's with anybody. If
Mm,
I can't make it or things is going on, whatever, I make sure that people are getting connected.
mm,
However, that may be, um,
right.
share the flyer. Like, look, you looking for this type of person, you looking for an artist, whatever the case may be. This is the person to look out for, connect with, and then come to find out, Keem, the franchise, on his album. I just recently had him not too long ago. They just had an
Yeah,
event the other
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Um
A lot of people don't know. King. That's my best friend. You know what I'm saying? We didn't grown up together. Like we 30+ years in on friendship.
I
You know
had
what I'm
no
saying?
idea.
Yeah, that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? So he's my daughter's godfather. That's literally like my brother. You know what I'm saying? We broke bread yesterday before he had to go back out. Go back out of town. So that's my guy.
I had no idea. So I'm all like feeling like I'm doing something, and matter of fact, when Keem's album dropped, I saw his stuff on your page and reached out to him like, I don't know who you are, but your stuff is dope. Speaking of dope. And
Right.
then I was like, I don't remember how we connected, but however, I need you on my show. And come to find out his story is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I should have had you on for 2 hours if I would have known it was like this. And here we are again. So with with this man, it's so many areas I can go into. So I'm trying to. It's too much. It's
Yeah,
too
it's a
much.
lot. We can start with just my journey with DJing. Most people who know me, they know me from DJing. And my journey with DJing started uh in '99. A lot of people um don't really know when I started, but they know how they met me. You know what I'm saying? And it started, with a cousin who got married to a guy when she was in the military. They moved back here to Detroit. He happened to used to DJ in New York, and he had all this equipment in his basement. And I was like, "Yo, like, can you show me? What I'm saying, some stuff. Show me what to do. What I'm saying, I want to learn." He was like, "Oh yeah, no problem." So I got this new family member, new cousin. I'm hanging out over there all the time, and we just in the basement kicking it, going through old records and stuff, and him showing me equipment, how this worked, how that worked, and it just kind of like started from there, and it ended up becoming this obsession. Like, man, like I really like doing this. So I was just doing it for fun, and then maybe fast forward like 4 or 5 years afterwards. It's funny because I was actually um, doing security for my aunt. She had a security company, and I used to have to um, do security for like parties or whatever at different venues. You know what I'm saying? It tripped some people out because they're like, "You was a bodyguard, you was a security, like you was bouncing people out of parties and stuff." Like, yeah, actually, I used to do that, especially for like high school and college parties.
Mm-hmm.
And so we was doing this event in Highland Park, and we ended up having to literally put out the DJ and everybody that was with him because they created this whole scene, and it was like this big brawl or whatever. So then the lady who run the center was like, "Well, I want my kids to come back, what I'm saying, because we trying to keep them off the streets and keep them out of trouble, but we can't have people bringing the trouble there. But now I need to find a DJ." So then my auntie was like, "Well, hey, actually my nephew, he DJs." And she was like, "You DJ?" And I was like, "Well, yeah, I ain't got no regular place I've been DJing at, but I've done some parties and stuff, because at that point my cousin had taken me out. I'd done some parties with him." So she was like, "Well, let's see what you got then. You think you can handle these young kids?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know all the music they like."
Right.
So that next week, I got my first regular gig. I was DJing on every Friday for this teen party in Highland Park at the old Blackwell Center. And that's kind of like how I got started. A couple years later, King was really getting into his music more, and I decided that I wanted to like really commit to DJing. And so he was really the first reason that I really wanted to commit to it. Like, ooh, like I want to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it was really, so I could DJ for him. It was a couple other homies that was doing their thing I wanted to DJ for. And that's really how I got started. And like once I started working with him and I did some stuff with him and I was just, you know, DJing other events, and people was like, man, can you come DJ this? Can you come DJ that? And I was just like I think I want to like do this. Like I don't think I just want to just try to be on tour, do tour dates with King. Just that, I think I should be doing this like all the time. And my original full time career at that point in time was massage therapy. So I was doing massage therapy full time, and I put that down so I could DJ full time. So 2008, August 2008. You know what I'm saying? I stopped doing massage full time and focused on DJing, and I've been doing it full time ever since.
So, what's your take on today's music compared to when you first started?
That's a good question. I actually was just talking to a friend about this earlier about just the differences in music now compared to when I was growing up, and even before me, for like my even my parents' generation. The biggest thing that you could look at and really take a hold to and kind of like admire about some of the other generations of music was the variety of the music. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if you listen to Motown, if you listen to music during the '70s, listen to music during the '80s, the '90s, even through the majority of the 2000s, there was a lot of variety. Like you could tell different artists from other artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Things were distinct.
Yes.
And I think we're at a place now what makes um, me kind of, lament playing music sometimes is because it's too many artists that all sound the
Sound
same.
alike.
Yeah,
So, do
you
you
just,
think the industry did that on purpose, as like a the cookie cutter, as we would say,
uh, I mean, you
or
could say
did
that.
fans do that?
I think it's like a combination. I think it's a combination. Um, once it kind of got to a certain space where um, the industry was looking for a certain thing, it's almost feel like it just kind of like stayed there. Like it was like this was the only way that you was gonna get on. But I think also part of that shift became that way because of how the things changed with music in general. Like albums weren't as pressing anymore. You know what I'm saying? It was all about the single. So when you started having singles that was going platinum, singles that was going double platinum, triple platinum, and diamond, and all this stuff for just a single, and people was in the once they got into the habit of just putting singles out, I think that kind of changed some things. And then streaming, the rise of streaming, shifted some things too. Like we used to look forward to going to the store to get the album. You know what I'm saying? Like people used to put albums together, and you used to look forward to the skits, the interludes,
The
and
interlude.
stuff like that. Like it was a whole, what I'm saying, like experience. You know what I'm saying, for
Yes.
the album. And once they kind of moved away from that, um, things have changed. You know what I'm saying? I think eventually, because everything happens in cycles, I think it'll go back
Yeah.
to that. You know what I'm saying? At least I'm hoping.
Well,
Because I wanna see more variety. You get more variety when you listen to independent artists. If you really tapped into what's going on around the world, you can get that variety. But if you're looking just strictly based on what you hear on the radio, and what may be popular on Billboard and stuff like that, a lot of the stuff right now at this time sounds the same, and that goes across all genres like pop, R&B, hip hop. Even country music sound real popish
Poppy
now.
now, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff, what I'm saying, just kind of sounds, the same. Same
absolutely.
cadences, same beat patterns, what I'm saying? Same sound effects. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and not all of it is bad, but I'd rather get more variety. Like I was telling my friend earlier, we knew certain artists, where they was from by how they did their music. You know what I'm saying? At one point, all the artists down south, you knew they was from down south because of how their music sounded. If they was from the
Hmm.
West Coast, you knew they were from the West Coast because of how their
Yes.
music sounded. If they were from the East Coast, you definitely knew they were from the East Coast. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so that's one of the things that's really like shifted. Like you got guys, they from all over the place, but you wouldn't know where they was from because they all
Mixed
got
together.
the same
Yeah,
kind of style. You know what I'm saying? So you know,
I agree. I was with all the artists that I always talk to. I said I remember the love music, and this is Tank. Biggest, like, we got to go back to the R&B. We got to keep it going, because of course we know that music transcends everything, like
hmm
language barriers, where you from, all of these type of things. Music can touch where other people can't.
right.
And I was appreciative for listening to your album, and for all those who, like I said in the bio, he has a new album out, called The Love Story.
Yep.
And when I listened to it, I listened to it in a space of, I didn't know you. And I was listening to the words. I was listening to the beats that he chose. I was listening to, um, the story he's telling. And so I think I inboxed him early one morning. I think the day it debuted, and I just was like, okay, this is my favorite song. This is this. Certain ones put me in a space where I can remember having that feeling when I heard certain songs, when he was
hmm
saying it, like, oh, I remember I probably was doing this when this one, yeah. Or the one you have with A Dot is definitely my favorite.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's
That's
called One Look. For all those who want to see it and want to hear it, One Look is definitely One Look.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and the stories he had to tell. So let's get into what was the perspective that, or that moment when you had that aha, like, I want to write about love. You could have wrote about anything, but why love?
Uh yeah, so my journey with deciding I wanted to even tap into music, it actually happened a long, long time ago. I started, so like people don't know, like me and A Dot, we wrote One Look 11 years ago.
No.
Yes, that's when we first wrote it, and we A Dot was trying to work on a project, and I had got into this space. I was like, man, I think I want to just go ahead and start trying to do some music, and so um, they heard me sing at my event, and Dot was like, man, you need to just do a record with me. Let's just do something. He was like, I don't know what it's gonna be because I don't really do lovey-dovey stuff, but let's do something. And so a cat had gave him the track, and he was like, "Man, this is smooth, Boog. I think this will fit you. I can't come up with nothing right now, but let me know what you come up with." You know what I'm saying? Because during this time, I was always at his crib. They was in the basement recording stuff, and I took it home one day because I actually live like maybe probably only 5 minutes away from him. And my homegirl Shell, shout out to her. We was working on some songs, writing. She actually got some writing credits on the album, even one of the songs that she wrote. Like we literally wrote these songs back then, 2011. It was in my house, stayed up one night. Like we stayed up like the whole night. She ended up going to sleep on me because I couldn't go to sleep until I got all of my ideas for this track out. So I literally was up all night until maybe 6, 7 in the morning writing one look. Like I arranged the whole thing, all the parts, told A Dot what his verses was gonna be, and I went over there the next day. I took a nap like for a couple hours and went over there and we went in the basement and you know what I'm saying, I sang it to him and he was like, yo, that's actually dope. And we recorded it then. And at the time he was still trying to decide what he wanted to do with it, and it didn't quite fit, you know, his project that he was working on at the time. And so it just ended up sitting. And then when I decided later on, because I had stopped doing music for a while, I just kind of didn't have the motivation or inspiration to, um, because a bunch of things that happened with DJing, and you know, I had got some stuff stolen, so I kind of like had to like restart over. You know what I'm saying? So I focused back on DJing so I could get that, you know, built back up. And then maybe right before I met, well, reconnected with my wife. Right before I met, we started dating. I started getting that bug again. Like, you know, like I want to do some music. I was like, that's on my bucket list. Like, you know, people try to tell you, you know, you too old to do certain things, and I'm like, it's some amazing people that we see on the screen that's out here doing movies, TV, that's in music, and they didn't start until they was like
So yeah,
well into they, you know, what I'm saying 30s, 40s or whatever. We wouldn't even know. And so I was like, well, for my 40th birthday, like this is like what on my bucket list. When I hit 40, I'm gonna go ahead and work on this project. And you know, everything that I've ever written was always had the over undertones or overtones of me writing about love and how that can look in different ways in different spaces. And so I went ahead once I started writing for real, and I talked to my homeboy Red, who did the majority of the project as far as me, you know, engineering and mixing it. He did all the mixing and mastering for the project. I talked to him about it, and I was like, I just want to call it. It's a love story. You know, a lot of it is centered around my own experiences, but there's hints of experiences that I've seen with other people, and just having discussions with people, and just end up,
and
using that because in each situation, um, I learned something from somebody else's situation, whether it was the what to look out for, learn what not to do, or even what I should be doing in the context of, what I'm saying, a relationship, whether it's, an intimate relationship, or whether it's a friendship, or, whether it's a relationship with, family or whatever. So that's the project is really centered around, love in the sense of relationship, friendship, and even my songs that are dedicated to my dad and my daughter,
yep,
and even hints of in a couple songs, just my way of shouting out my mom. So if you listen to the project and you listen to the song "Beautiful," like that's actually a combination of me recognizing my wife, recognizing my mom, and also just recognizing all of the women that I've ever encountered in my life, who, every woman I've ever encountered has a story. You know what I'm saying? A story that you wouldn't even have any idea of a lot of the things that they go through. Um, but just, letting them know like, hey, I appreciate you and I appreciate everything that you've done, and regardless of what you've been going through, you still fly, you still beautiful. You beautiful inside, you beautiful outside. And that can't be taken away from you. And I think it was important for me to highlight that, and for women to know, like, men do actually pay attention to the things that women deal with and go through. Whether you think we don't, we actually do. We may not say anything, but we be paying attention. You know what I'm saying? And so, um, yeah. So I just wanted to. I felt like that message of love just needed to be pushed. We got everything else on the radio, We got everything else being pushed out there. Um, you know, I think love being at the center of everything can really correct a lot of stuff if people just really, um, got in tune with that.
So, let's get into, and of course, I love the project. I
Thank you.
love every song. I told you what my favorites were, um, and I appreciate it. Um, Not only because it's you, I'm hard on artists because I'm hard on myself, and so the first time I heard you sing, I was like floored, because I was not expecting that. Um, I don't know. You know how like sometimes you see a person and you be like, yeah, they got a deep voice, that it's this and that, and I'm like, that voice don't match you. I was not expecting that at all. But however, um, yeah, you did that. So how did you actually get into Groove Radio Detroit and also podcasting yourself? Like, how did you get into that?
So Groove Radio Detroit came about. You know, really, I've always wanted to have an internet radio station. Like once I got exposed to internet radio, like I got invited to do some shows in the past just to DJ. And then I had a friend of mine who asked me to do a show with her, and I was like this is cool. Like I like this. You know what I'm saying? I've tried to in the past. Tried to get on, local radio. I've done auditions to try to get on local radio, and it didn't work out. But I was like, well, after talking to some friends of mine who work on radio all the time, been working in radio as a DJ for a while, they was like, yeah, I don't know if this really gonna be your lane. If I was you, I wouldn't do it. Try to do your own thing because you don't have to worry about restrictions and all this and that. And once um, things was kind of like settled in my life, and I was trying to decide how I wanted to go about still creating ways to shine a light on the artists that I that I rock with, and even just artists in general. Because I've always been on the open mic scene. I've always been on the showcase scene. I always get artists that come up to me when I'm DJing, and I was like, I need to create um, a station so I can play all of their music. Um, and so, once me and my wife had started dating, we was going through the process of dating, and she was like, "If this is really something that you want to do," she's like, "Go ahead and do it. Finish doing all the research, and then start the station." So I was like, "That's what I'm gonna do." And so I went on ahead. I talked to a couple people I knew that was already doing internet radio, who was doing shows. A couple guys I knew that already had stations, and kicked it with them. Did a little bit more research, and was like, okay, I know the basics of how to get this started. And then I just kind of went with that first, and then decided to move into the podcasting realm because I saw that people needed platforms. Like podcasters is talent too. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can do interviews. Not everybody is comfortable in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? But if you are and you gifted and you got a good network, you know what I'm saying, and you good, at making people feel comfortable, where they feel vulnerable enough to, be in a one-on-one conversation, or whether even if it's more than one, but just I think like people who are able to podcast, like I feel like that's a gift too. I don't think like enough podcasters get enough credit. You know what I'm saying? And I know that podcasted podcasting started as just an audio thing, but I believe the video element of it really makes it better. You know what I'm saying? Like some of the shows that people tune into, they watch it because of the video, you know what I'm saying, that's attached to it. Like the Breakfast Club, they big because you get to see the video that you wouldn't hear on the radio. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It brings a different element, to the show because now you seeing the facial expressions. You get to see some of the stuff that you wouldn't see, but you try to imagine in your mind
Imagine,
because you're listening
yes.
to it. You know what I'm saying, on the radio. And so I was like, well, I know some people that's podcasting. Let me see if they want to, if they're interested in, being on another platform, and I can kind of help, what I'm saying, kind of get the word out. They can get some extra viewers. Now you got a regular home. Some of the technical stuff that you may not um, know of or be privy to, like I can help on that end as well. And so that's kind of how I got started. And like I said, you was one of the first people. There was a couple other people who was like, "Yeah, I'm down for it. Let's get it going." And I started with maybe like a handful of people. You know what I'm saying, on the podcast tip, and got to it. And
So
we
where are
here.
you now? Like, how many people do you have?
Um, I think right now we have about mm, I think I got close to 20 shows that run on the station.
Mm-hmm.
And so shout out to my partner Miles Dixon. He has a podcast network as well, and so we've been collaborating. And so there's some shows that was on his network that's also on Groove Radio Detroit. And once I started, working with him and we partnered up and we share studio space, I've been able to do a little bit more. And so eventually, um, I plan to expand some more. So, that's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in this space that you're in, do you feel that people are still more acceptable to do virtual or in person? Or is it neck and neck right now?
Um, it's like I think it's pretty even. You know what I'm saying? Some people they like doing a virtual thing. You may have a little bit more control over how you want to do things. There's some other things about being able to go into the studio that you may not have to worry about as far as like sound and how the video look, and you can just go in there and just do your interview, and you ain't got to worry about what I got to type in, what I got to do this, I got to do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's like some of the pros to, being in the studio. But sometimes the home setting, what I'm saying, could be better. You know what I'm saying? You comfortable, you know your space. You know what I'm saying? And people still can kind of like feel at home. You know what I'm saying?
So my next step from here eventually is gonna be TV. So
Dope.
I'm just putting it out in the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So um I think since we started this, I've been home, and a lot of the people are not from Detroit,
Right.
not even in this country.
Yeah.
Um, I've touched Italy, I've touched somewhere everywhere, and it's cool because I don't have to fly you in. I ain't got to go
Right.
there.
Right.
And I know a couple of podcasting that's getting ready to be mobile, like the
Mm-hmm.
Pivot.
Yeah.
I do a lot of researching with other podcasting shows that I really love. Like you said, the Breakfast Club, from going from audio to now you see them
Mm-hmm.
video, the pivot of seeing former athletes and where they are now, um,
Yep.
being real like this is. Um, so many other shows that uh, Drink Champs with
Oh yeah.
Nori. Love it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Drink champs
Uh,
is great.
I tell people I'm not a hip hop person, but I get my information from Nori. All these different people, I heard their names, but didn't know who they were. I didn't know their
Right.
songs
Mm-hmm.
because that's not my lane. So I get my education from Nori, from Drink Champs. I don't condone all the stuff that they do on there, but however, it's still a good show. I tell my husband all the time, like, babe, if Nori can do it, I know I can. So it's the comfort, bringing your personality, and like I said, I want to also again give you your flowers and thanking you for suggesting to me to do podcasting, to get off the phone and get in front of the laptop and in front of the screen and do what I do. The next step also is getting to the live mic thing because, of course, you already know I sing, I write, and a lot of people don't know that either. Where this the spoken word type thing or whatever, and sometimes a
Hmm.
lot of things that we hold on to, like you did 11 years ago with One Look, which is a hit to me, um, is I wouldn't say fear. It's just the timing
Right.
the timing of everything. Like I said, when I first saw you do One Look with A Dot live, I was blown away. Like, when is this coming out? What is this? What is and that spoke volumes. And then when I saw the video and all of these things, I'm like, this is definitely a hit.
Yeah,
So
it's one of my favorite songs. Like I was
it's
like, yeah,
dope.
we can't. I was like, we can't sit on this, and so I was like,
No,
hey, let's go ahead and re-record it and polish, get it, polish it up a little bit. We linked up with my boy Red, and he added some elements to the song that really made it pop. And A Dot redid his verses to make it more current, and I redid, all the hook parts or whatever. And we was like, let's get it, let's do
oh,
it.
can you do me a favor? I know you. It's probably like, can you like sing a little bit of One Look, just a little bit, just a little bit, please?
uh, well, if you listen to the song, you're gonna hear the little sample part. It'd be like, one look into your eyes, caught me by surprise. An angel made for me. You rock my world, changed up everything. And all it took was one look at you. Real simple.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
You're the only person that's got me to sing on they
Holla!
on their
Come
podcast.
on, Jesus, come on, Jesus, come on, Jesus. That is called favor. Hallelujah. Yes, yes. And when I tell you that song, just the song ain't about me, but however,
I mean, you can everybody can apply it to themselves at
that
some
one
point.
look can get you in trouble. Hallelujah.
Everybody done been at that in that place where you see somebody and like, oh my god, like you don't even you'll be in a moment of not knowing what to do, not knowing what to say. You just totally be in this stupor, like, oh my god, like where'd you come from? You know
Right.
what I'm
Like,
saying?
wow. Did you come out of a bottle? Like, Jesus.
Yeah,
Yes. He made you. Yes, he did. Yes, God.
yeah, yeah. So it's a great song. I'm glad that we you know finally had put it out, and then we was talking again. And I was just like, hey man, I want to add it to the album. I'm like, you know, we could leave it as just a single, but I think it need to be on the project too. And Adon was like, I'm with it. Let's do it, because what I'm saying,
It's
whatever he
it's
had.
awesome. I'm
Yeah,
glad you did put it on the album. For all those who are on YouTube or any of their social media right now, if you have questions for him, please post them. I can see them. He can see them. And we can get your questions answered. This is one thing I love about the upgrade. I was on Zoom. Nothing wrong
right.
with Zoom. But when I went and got blessed with StreamYard, hallelujah, things have moved up. There's some things that I can do that makes everything looks more professional. Like I go through a season like, okay, I gotta upgrade. I gotta,
Yeah.
so
I mean, I think
um
that should be the natural, you know, uh, process of things. You know what I'm saying? Like you get started, some people, their problem is just getting started because you're worrying about it's got to be like this, it's got to be like that, it's got to be perfect at it. No, it don't have to. Get started, and then everything that you need will come
Will come.
as you get going. You know what I'm saying? Because you still
Absolutely.
there's still things during the process that you have to learn, and that's with
Yes.
anything. You know what I'm saying? People's problem is just getting started. You know what I'm saying? We sabotage ourselves, you know what I'm saying? Create excuses why we can't do something or why we can't get started. No, you can get started and everything else you need, as long as you're being diligent in what you're doing, everything else, it'll happen. It'll come. All the stuff you need to learn, you'll learn it. All the opportunities that you need, they'll come. All the people that you're supposed to connect to, they'll be there. You know what I'm saying? But you can't get all of that without actually starting the
Starting.
process.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it was the push for me because he was like, so what you gonna do with this? And from there, it was I gotta do it. And when I
Yeah.
started getting feedback from it, it was I'm on to something. And I want people to understand when you're out here, stay in your lane, whatever that is. Like, be you. Don't duplicate. Don't try to be like somebody else because that's what God gave them. You have to be yourself.
Mm,
Ain't nobody out here rocking blue hair like me. Sorry, there's nobody out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta do you. Be comfortable in you, whatever that is. If I take, take in feedback and criticism, yes, but at the end of the day, I got the final say so.
right.
Hello.
Yep.
So it was not about me. My show was about connecting, getting people to get help. The survival stories I've heard, people that was healed from HIV. I had them
Mm,
on the show. People who survive child abuse, domestic abuse. All of these different stories that I feel like the world needs to know that listen, it's people out here that been in the same situation or worse than you. But guess what? They're still here. They're
yeah.
telling their story. They're giving you hope and faith that I can do this too. So again, when I'm watching the news or I'm watching celebrities and things of that nature, it's like, look, they're just like me. How about they come on the show and tell their story? Not for Hollywood. I want you to really tell me your story. Like, who are
Right.
you for real?
Right.
Like, how was your childhood? Like, who are you? What would people say about you? So, Boog. So let me ask you this, like I always do to my guests. What's a balanced life for you?
What's a balanced life?
hmm I'm talking about
Um.
you personally, not the theoretical answer. You yourself.
Oh, my balance. I've found my balance in life. And I think once you find your balance in life, it makes it easier to prioritize things. You know what I'm saying? So for me, especially now that I'm married, my priority is making sure that everything in home between me and my wife is at peace. Is the biggest priority that we have together as a unit, and then everything else, you know what I'm saying, I prioritize. You got work, got being daddy, being a friend, relatives, family. I make time. um, I try to be I try to do things with intent. You know what I'm saying? um, and so, this is probably the most balanced I've had in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't let things, disturb the peace. You know what I'm saying? I think people allow things to come into their space that disturbs their peace, and then it kind of like it can end up causing a domino effect because you end up
Right.
affecting a whole bunch of other things
hmm
that really shouldn't have to be affected. You know what I'm saying? And so people have to learn how to block things out. You have to learn how to when to ignore things, what to give your energy to. I think one of the things I've always told people, and I've had conversations like this with my wife, like, don't waste words, don't waste your energy. You know what I'm saying? Those are key things in you being able to stay in a place of peace. And some
I
people
agree.
don't. Some people don't get that. You know what I'm saying?
I
And
just put out
so,
not too long ago, like, I don't argue with people. I believe in reserving my oxygen on purpose.
absolutely, that should be on
Before I
purpose.
argue with you, you'll probably get a death stare looking like you
Yeah,
read the eyes because I'm not about to argue with you. So at this
yeah,
stage, I'm not old. I'm a little seasoned, a little bit. Peace is everything.
absolutely.
Peace is everything. If you're disturbing my peace, you're not in my space. I'm not through hardship. I'm gonna say that. The
Mm-hmm.
lessons I've learned, that is one of the biggest things that I have control over is
Right,
my peace.
absolutely.
And I don't allow other people to control me. Your opinion is your opinion. It is what it is. I don't have to accept it and I don't have to live by it. I'm a whole grown person.
Mm-hmm.
And I took that. So again, when I feel like you 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 trying it, I'm gonna walk over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I have learned when the temperature start rising, it's time to walk away.
Yeah, yeah,
Cause this mature Camila, I'm still smiling. I'm just saying,
yeah,
like, no,
yeah,
because if I get to that level and it's topped off, ain't
yeah.
nobody gonna be able to stop me, and that's scary for not only you, but for me too.
Right.
So we're not going there.
Yeah, we don't want to be in that space.
I don't want to be handcuffed. I don't want to go to jail. So I'm gonna keep on smiling.
Right.
I'm gonna kill you with kindness. Hallelujah. Yes.
Yeah, that's even more important now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
A lot of things these last couple of years has just been, really crazy. I'm thankful for my partnership with my wife. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna get into that.
Yeah, and what we've established together, um, and like I said, making certain things with our home a priority, peace being a priority, us, what I'm saying, um, loving each other in a certain way, making sure that we keep our communication open, listening to each other, um, giving each other feedback, bouncing our ideas off each other, and so, you know, everything ain't been smooth. We got married literally at the top of the pandemic, basically. You know what I'm saying?
I was
So,
right behind you. Wait a minute. When did you get married?
May of 2020.
Yeah, you guys were before us. Cause I was
Mm.
looking at the pictures like, ooh, wait a minute. Y'all was sassy.
Yeah,
Wait a
we
minute.
ended
If
up,
I'm not mistaken, you guys got married in black, right?
yep, black and red.
Black and red. And then I
Hmm.
seen some other pictures. I said, is Larry in a robe?
Yeah, we did some grown folks pictures. You know
Yes,
what I'm
you
saying?
did.
We was having a good time.
Woo, Jesus. I was like, wait, is she in the lingerie? What we doing here?
Yeah, we listen. People need to enjoy themselves and have fun with each other as couples. All the things that you want to do, you know what I'm saying? Do them. If y'all want to go do a photo shoot, go do that photo shoot. Feel good, feel sexy, feel great. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Now
it's
that was the
y'all.
first, cause A lot of things that we people do behind closed doors. And when I seen it, because we on social media and on Facebook with a whole
Right.
lingerie on, and the road was open, and I was like, "Is this some draws? What is? Wait a minute, what is we doing here?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see that." And I scrolled back up again. I'm like, "Yes, I did. I did see that." So, so what I was getting into is it's fun to me. Some people might feel some type of way, like, oh, they shouldn't have put it
Hmm.
out there. Listen, I had on a whole dress with a split of the side showing my tattoos, and I got cussed out.
Yeah,
That's
like I'm
supposed to be for your husband only. And I'm like, I ain't get tattoos to be hiding them.
yeah, man, uh well,
That's just
one
me.
one of the things, what I'm saying, I've always held on to, um, you know, from my parents and my godparents, other folks in my life is, it was like, don't let other people tell you what you're supposed to be doing in your relationship. What you and your wife decide to do, especially when y'all doing it together, what anybody else has to say shouldn't matter.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't worry about that. We had some people that was like, "Oh my God, like why you do that?" And like, because we wanted to do that. It was something different. We got asked
Different.
a friend asked us to do it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm cool with that. Like, whatever. We grown, we married." You know what I'm saying? It ain't like we out here, you know what I'm saying, being, raunchy. I felt like it was tasteful and it was grown. Like we grown.
Right. And you guys have a podcast together as well, right?
Yeah, we actually just talking about that the other day. We want to get it back started. Like we had a really, really good run during the pandemic when we were just inside the house. And we started doing a broadcast. We was doing it from home. And we had a lot of people that really liked it, especially a lot of the couples, because it was a night that they knew that they could just be about them. You know what I'm saying? We could have all type of conversations, in regards to, what I'm saying, how we do things with our partner, different ways to love each other, different ways to have fun, spice up things, whatever it is that you're looking to do within your relationship. We wanted to highlight that. We also want to highlight, what I'm saying, people push this message across like marriage is this such this hard and trying thing, and it's really not. It's only hard and trying to the people who don't do the foundational things that keep your relationship together. So if you have cracks in your communication, everything's going to seem hard. Everything's going to seem like it's a trying situation. Like, oh my God, how I'm going to get through this? You can't get through it because you don't know how to communicate with your partner. You know what I'm saying? Other reasons for the foundation having cracks is if you got married for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of people that didn't got married for the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? But all of the people, I'm thankful for good examples, you know what I'm saying, of marriage in my life. My parents, up until my father passed, they had been married, um, 39 years, 40 years.
Hmm.
I got aunts and uncles who are 40 plus years in. I got an aunt and uncle that just celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary. My grandparents were married almost 60 years before my grandfather passed. You know what I'm saying? And one of the key things they always told me was, y'all need to like each other. It's always going to be something that's going to happen. There's always going to be something that changes. And the only way that y'all can weather these changes is if y'all actually like each other. Y'all have to have a friendship. You have to have good communication. If you hiding stuff from the other person, you're going to create a problem that you don't want to have. You know what I'm saying? Have the hard conversations. A lot of people don't want to have the hard conversations because you're worried about how your spouse or partner is going to react or respond. But it shouldn't be that way if y'all already have established regular communication. where like if I tell you something, you're not going to receive it differently than how I had intended it.
You better preach.
So we actually just talked about it the other day. It was some people that had reached out to her, and I've had some people hit me up recently and was like, "Yo, like we are, doing this podcast because we enjoyed the conversations and then being able to be involved in these conversations. What I'm saying was beneficial. You know what I'm saying? So,
It really was. I can say for some of the conversations, even with I don't know why it's like this big old taboo about sexuality or um things to spice up your love life, or we're constantly changing, so we're not the same that we
mm,
were in 2020.
right.
Definitely not. And you have to have these conversations, or your body is changing because you're older.
Hmm.
Things that you used to do, chandeliers and all that stuff, we're not doing that no more.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
so
That's true. That's true.
women have the conversations, when we are getting our hair done and the other one is not around. But we do have to have an open, safe place, not for the gossip and things of that nature. But a lot of people come from different backgrounds. A lot of people come from different traumas that have
Right.
happened in sexuality that, look, I thought I was over this, but I'm not, and I don't know how to tell you. I don't know. And then they take it like, oh, it's them. And like,
Hmm.
no, 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 babe. It's not you. It's me.
Right.
And then there's counseling for couples. There's all of these different things that is shunned against, or we don't want to talk about it. But
Hmm.
we need to have the honest transparency conversations. This is what we're here for. Well,
Yep.
this is where it's supposed to be going. But however, we're here now. So it's that moment that we gotta have it. I also
Hey,
named
baby.
it that the show was the Hi Nova.
Say hi. She can hear
Can
you.
she
Say
hear
hi.
me? Hi Nova. She probably wondering how I know her name. But however, who doesn't know Nova?
Right.
So it's the I named the show also that the man of many talents. And I can't brush over the fact that what you learn from your cousin, uncle, relative about DJing, you turned
Hmm.
around, embossed that for yourself, and then turned around and taught others. And this is where what I really believe in wholeheartedly is what we learn, the lessons we learn, we have to turn around and tell the next generation or tell people around us in our circle. It's for
Hmm.
the purpose of, if the last DJ in the world was to leave this earth, who did you duplicate yourself to?
Right. Right.
And there's no age limit to it.
Hmm.
So, what was that thought process for you to be like, okay, I want to teach adults and kids how to DJ?
What is she saying?
She's asking me about DJ school. Um. So the teaching came about really because a friend of mine who actually was the one that did the majority of my project, my friend Red, and he had a after school program, and he was like, "Hey, like I want you to come teach DJing to the students. We got this program called Music Mentors Through Music," and I was like, "Oh, okay." Like, well, I mean, he was like, "'Cause I feel like you taught me some stuff, and you just like did it real quick. I know you can do this with kids." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, let's see." He was like, "So this is what I need you to do. I need you to, what I'm saying, do a syllabus, a little quick, curriculum that you can do that's for the school year." And I was like, "Oh, I gotta write a curriculum and a syllabus." So, I of course went to Google and was like, let me see how I should format, you know what I'm saying, this syllabus curriculum. And I just kind of went with some of the basics of what I knew I could teach somebody that they could just pick it up, the basic, some of the basic stuff of DJing. And just that's how it started. It started with that. 2014, we did that program for 2 years. They didn't end up bringing it back for the third year. They had some changes at the school with administration and stuff. And so then it was like, okay, so what am I going to do? And so I decided to send what I had created, syllabus and curriculum, to some of my friends who were in the school system and administration. Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Do you think your school, what I'm saying, would be interested in something like this? And so that's kind of how I got started. One of my friends, she was a principal, and she was like, "Oh, you know what? I really like this, and I did see the stuff that you posted from the other school. I think my kids would benefit from this." And so I redid the syllabus to fit the school year, and then I submitted it. They accepted, and I started at that new school that what was that 2016. And so the only reason I didn't do it the last couple of years was because of the pandemic. You know what I'm
Pandemic.
saying? But I'm supposed to be back at it full steam ahead again this coming fall. So I'm looking forward to that. Because right now I have about 7, 8 schools that's interested. I recently connected with a couple of new people, and I told them about the program, and they're interested in having me come to their schools too. So I'm gonna see, how things work out. I'm gonna try to. My next goal is to staff, get a couple more DJs that I know that's interested in teaching, and get them up going and being a part of it too, so we can branch out and reach more schools.
That is dope. So is that actually going to be in the school, or is it going to be like an after school program?
So I've done DJ as an elective. I did this past year for a friend of mine at one of the schools that I've been doing after school programming at. So it's possible that can happen again, with it being an elective. But the majority of what I've been doing is for after school programming. So the kids get out of school like 3:30. We start programming at like 3:45, and we go until 5 o'clock. And so, besides the after school programming, what I really want to do is expand the academy. So I actually got somebody that just offered me a space. So I'm waiting to see how that can work out. And I want to be able to hold the classes in the afternoons, of course, after school. And so the company that I really want to model it after is Motor City Dance Factory. So the young lady that owns Motor City Dance Factory, she's been doing it for a while. My goddaughter actually goes to Motor City Dance Factory, and so how she got it set up, everything is set up for the kids to come there after school. They do all of their programming, all of their classes from 4 until like 9 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? Because technically, when you under 17, you got a curfew. Technically, they're not supposed to be out past 10. So all their
Okay.
classes go till 9. So I kind of want to run the academy the same way for DJs, but it's not just going to be DJing. We also going to have, beat making and production classes. I want to add podcasting, and then there'll be other things that's kind of like branch off of DJing that they'll be able to learn too. So they'll be able to learn lighting, they'll be able to learn how to do sound and AV stuff. So you know, I'm the slowly but surely we're gonna be building it out and adding
Yeah.
something every year. Um, so
So
once I got a
it'd be
so,
basically media type production. Because even with DJing, a lot of DJs have lights. They have all of this speakers. All of that. Which some of the people that I know that are DJs, they actually do a lot of the soundboards in churches and
hmm
in events.
yeah,
So
I started in sound. I started being trained in sound. I was an apprentice at 12 years old, And the sound gig at church was my first job.
Wow.
Yep, at
So yeah,
14, my first job was doing sound at church. First job, 14.
some of the I know a couple of people in the city that are big with production, lighting.
Hmm.
There's Ouija.
Yep, I know Ouija.
There's Mike. I can't remember his last name. I want to say Mike Kelly, but I don't think that's his last name. I know his name is Mike. And then there's Corey McClure, who does
Oh,
lighting, and he can do it all. So again, it's branching out and giving back. One of the things that I'm doing soon is being a part of a program called Emerging Youth, and I want more youth to be on my show, so they
yeah,
can get exposure of their talents, their gifts, and hook them up with people that I know or the resources for them to go further. So if I knew a kid who wanted to do DJ, and guess who I'm sending them to? You. Um, the singers, the dancers, all of these people. We know people in the city that we can connect them to for mentorship.
right.
That's what I'm about. Again, the biggest number one thing is connections, getting
Hmm.
help. If you need to be in the right schools, if you need to be taking the right courses, whatever that is, I'm all for that.
Right.
So, I need you to do me a favor
Okay.
for the kids that took your class as a DJ. I would love to have them on the show, or those who are planning to go through your course to come on the show. Again, I want all our youth to be empowered, because it
Absolutely.
all starts when we're kids, when we
Yes.
have big dreams, when we, I tell this story all the time, um, being in church, getting your Easter speeches, your first chance of acting in front of the crowd, your first solo, choir, all of that. If you can make it in the church, you can make it anywhere. And so you're not afraid. I don't have stage fright. I never had it.
Hmm.
And that's
Hmm.
because I started when I was young. And
Right.
so we want them to be empowered. So I'm taking my show, and this is what I'm doing, not only for adults, but I'm doing kids as well. I've already had some kids, but I need more children who have gifts and talents, who want to do something in this earth. Again, 85% of our youth, this is a proven fact, 85% of our youth who get exposure about their gifts and talents turn
Hmm.
around, graduate, go on to complete whatever their dream is, and they turn around to be awesome citizens, and they also turn around and help other youth and their peers. So this is what we want. We talk about how our youth are our future. What about our youth are right now,
Right.
not just
Absolutely.
in the future?
Hmm.
So we talked about the podcasting. We talked about the music. And his album is on Bandcamp. It's on all social media platforms. It is called Love Story.
Hmm.
And I want you guys to
Go get
support
it.
him. It's a good music to listen to. I've been bumping it in my car since I've downloaded it. Um, and he's out also. He just did a open mic down at was it Hart Plaza?
Spirit Plaza.
Same thing.
Well, it's a little bit different. So you got Spirit Plaza. Is if people that don't know, if you go downtown, they got the new little plaza area. I mean, it's been down there for maybe like 4 years, 4 or 5 years now, but it's right where the Spirit of Detroit statue is at. And so, Hart Plaza, of course, we know is across the street towards
Across the street.
the at the river. But that's really the main goal is to be on programming for Hart Plaza. And so I'm happy for this opportunity to host this event at Spirit Plaza right now. We had a great turnout Sunday. We had over 400 people that came through the event Sunday, and so um, I think it's only gonna get better from here. We fine tuning some things because we really want to create a platform for artists to really be able to do their thing and be in front of people.
Maybe next year I'll be out there.
Yeah, you need to come on out there too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy about that. If you want to follow the event, you can go to our website for the event, omjdetroit.com, um, Open Mic Jam Detroit,
Right. Yeah.
and you can follow us on social media on Instagram and TikTok,
Did you say
OMJ,
OMG Detroit?
OMJ,
OMJ.
yep, Open Mic Jam. So, follow the event. Um, we're always looking for talent. After the holiday, we'll be taking submissions again for the next date that we get. So if you following us on social media, you will know when the next date is and what you got to submit in order to be considered to be on the showcase, be considered to be a feature, and then all the information that we gonna be putting out for the open mic list. And for people that's coming or artists that's interested, just know that this event is a family friendly, family oriented event. The biggest stipulation is that if you're not able to perform your music clean, you can't be on our stage. So there's no profanity, there's no derogatory language allowed. We had some people that came down and was like, "Well, I didn't see that." And I'm like, "No, everything. Anybody that if you emailed me and you asked me about open mic, I sent you this information." You know what I'm saying? It's been the most consistent thing that we've had about this event since we brought it back. It's you got to be able to perform your music clean. I know every artist that ain't their thing, but if you want to be on this stage, you got to learn how to perform your music clean. You know what I'm saying? If we was in a venue, I probably it wouldn't be that big of a deal to me because I feel like express yourself how you want to, but this is we keeping this geared towards families so people can come out with their families and see some good entertainment. It was really dope Sunday because we had a 12-year-old come and rock the stage with his dad. So we're trying to get more teen performers. So if you got some teens that's talented, what I'm saying, bring them down. What I'm saying, so we can get them on the stage too.
Well, I have truly enjoyed. I said that we would probably go to 8:30, but um, I truly enjoy this conversation. One thing, I don't do interviews. This is definitely a conversation.
Absolutely.
I'm glad I was able to see Nova tonight. She was wondering what I was talking about, but however,
Yeah, she
um,
ready.
I
She ready for daddy's attention now.
I'm sure because she like, I was like, I know what that one means. So again, I am so blessed that you came through tonight, and was like, look, you need to come back on. It's been almost a no. It's been a good 9 to 10 months ago, if not longer.
Probably. It's yeah, probably.
Because we actually, I want to say, I'm proudly to say we are close to 200 episodes.
That's great.
Almost yeah, almost 200 episodes.
Yeah,
And so
that's dope.
I'm excited. And like I said, for you to see something in me, to invest in me, to just be in this space, I thank you again. The people thank you for allowing this to be in spot. So again, if you guys are podcasters, artists, all those, please get in touch with him. He is
Yeah, holla at me.
is you DJ Larry Boog on Facebook? Which one is it?
On Facebook, they can find me Larry DJ L Boog Phillips. If they
Larry.
want to find me on Facebook. But if you want to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter at Bugs World. And if you look up my project, it's Boog's World. Um, just type in Boog's World on iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify. You know what I'm saying? And the album will come right up. So, but yeah, on Facebook, if you just want to follow me, um, Larry, DJ L Boog Phillips. So,
So yeah, um, I hope you guys got all of that. Um, we have oh, what is the one thing that people will be surprised to know about you?
hmm, what's the one thing people will be surprised to know about
I know
me?
you like feet.
Well, I think everybody know that by now. He just said that. My wife in the background, like if you don't know that by now, then you ain't really been paying
Shame on
attention.
you, like really.
So, and I mean, for people that don't know, that's the reason why I started, my pretty feet slides, and I want to add more stuff. This really been me my whole life. Like everything, my wife, we talk about it all the time. It's like, well, this your thing, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Put something out there that you can get, for the people, and it'd be dope to see people wearing your stuff. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying? Something that you created, and um, you know, I like women to keep their feet up. Your shoe wear should be tight too. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's gonna be stuff I'm gonna be adding. Like, I'm already thought about um, adding heels and boots. So it's not just going right now. It's just slides and sandals. It's the first offerings, but eventually it's gonna be more stuff that's gonna be added to that. So anklets, bracelets, all the accessories that women love. You know what I'm saying? To wear.
oh, by the way, tell your wife I said hello.
Camila says hello. She says hello.
I heard her.
Yeah. So, but other than that, let's see what do I like that people will be surprised about. They probably would be surprised that I'm probably a little nerdier than people would even think I am. Like, I think I like even when me and my wife was dating and we started having conversations about chakras and a lot of things scientific, and like she was like,
I actually can see that. You know why I
and
thought that? What is the guy's? Is it Cornell West?
Cornell West.
You know the older guy. He's a professor
Yeah,
with
yep.
the big afro, right?
Hmm.
So I'm like, maybe that's a smart thing. Who? David Banner. Is that him with the hair?
Nah, David Banner don't have the hair.
He
Um,
did at one point, didn't he? Are we
did,
talking about?
did David Banner have a big hair at one time? I thought he just had a mohawk at one time. I don't know. I ain't.
I can
I,
see that though, cause I'm like, you like the Black Einstein? Like,
the Black Einstein.
I can
Yeah,
see that.
I'm real. I'm like I have to be stimulated intellectually. You know what I'm saying? And I think the average person that I come in contact with, because of the settings that I'm usually in when they get in contact with me
They not, yeah,
at an
they not
event,
surprised. Yeah,
it's like he just a DJ. He just this. He probably ain't
yeah.
really he ain't really that smart. He probably don't read books, and I don't research anything. But um, and I'm a big Marvel fanatic. Um,
Amen.
so and I'm really a movie fanatic in general, but definitely Marvel. I love Marvel movies. Everything in Marvel, that's my thing. So
Got you.
yeah.
So
So I got a new hobby that I'm getting ready to take up real soon. I'm thinking about dabbling in photography. Pick up a camera because I need another hobby.
well, you got two specimens right there.
Yeah, I'm gonna practice on my wife first.
Yes, and she's photogenic too.
She is very photogenic, very photogenic.
I know. I didn't see her.
I tell her like that smile. As soon as you get to opening that mouth and showing them teeth.
Yeah, she's very photogenic, and so is
Hmm.
Nova. So yeah, you
Oh, absolutely. Nova love being in front of the camera.
exactly. So you have your people right there. Practice all day.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
absolutely.
So everybody, I have enjoyed this conversation. I love it. I love it. I love it. Like I said, I want you guys to support my brother. Get his project. Subscribe to grooveradiodetroit.com. This is where our show on Tuesday nights. This is where I go live at on his
Yeah,
internet station. Also, again, like, share, subscribe. Let some people know we out here. We out here. We
yeah,
out here. We out here. Make these things go viral. Make sure you go to all social media platforms to get his Love Story album. You won't be disappointed. And I'm not saying that just because I know him. I love music. If you really know me, I'm not about to endorse nothing that I don't
right.
like.
Yep, go get it. Love Story by Boog's World. That's all you gotta do. If
Yes. So
you
again,
type in Boog's World, you'll find it.
I have put out all his social media handles. Again, I will get him the link tonight to share with all those who are on, who didn't get a chance to get on. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, and one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And we
Hmm.
are out.
Peace out, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
See ya.
Thank you, Camila.
You welcome.